On April 27, 1961, President John F. Kennedy stated,
"The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it."
And as many people know, John F. Kennedy was assassinated not long after. And since his assassination, many of the presidents that have held office have been members of secret societies.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
wild.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look
Are
forward...
you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, a secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend to do it.
Today I'm here to talk about two secret societies that have eerie similarities. The secret society at Yale, known as Skull and Bones, doesn't seem to have any connections to the KKK, but when you put these two pictures side by side, you notice something strange. And today I'm going to explain why these two pictures both contain what appears to be a human skull as well as other human remains. But to explain what's really going on here, I have to go back and talk about the Knights Templar. The Templars were a medieval Christian military order established in 1119 to protect pilgrims and sacred sites in the Holy Land. But over time, they became associated with seeking out and possessing sacred relics, including the bones of John the Baptist. And I think at this point, it's worth mentioning that the Knights Templar is well known to be a precursor of modern day Masonry and Freemasonry. And in regards to duality, which is something I mentioned in my infamous Tekashi 6ix9ine video, Freemasonry particularly venerates both St. John the Baptist and St. John the Evangelist as symbols of balance and enlightenment, with the Saints John marking the solstices, a significant time for ancient rituals, whereas John the Baptist represents the summer solstice, June 24th, and St. John the Evangelist represents the winter solstice, December 27th. Legend has it that the Knights Templar used the skull and bones on their flags, which makes sense since they were speculated to have found and dug up the skull and arm bones of John the Baptist. In the early 1400s, the Knights Templar faced persecution, and many were burned at the stake. It is believed that many resorted to piracy, and that what we know as the Skull and Bones pirate flag or the Jolly Roger is truly just the Knights Templar emblem itself. Now, I want to talk about Skull and Bones because there are some odd parallels between how the Knights Templar allegedly obtained the bones of John the Baptist and how the Skull and Bones fraternity allegedly obtained their human remains. There has been a long-standing allegation that members of the Skull and Bones, including Prescott Bush, father of President George H.W. Bush, stole Geronimo's remains from his burial site in Fort Sill, Oklahoma during World War I. The claim originates from a letter discovered in 2009, allegedly written in 1918 by a Skull and Bones member. The letter describes the theft of Geronimo's skull, bones, and personal items, which were said to be transported to the society's headquarters known as the Tomb on Yale's campus in New Haven, Connecticut. Geronimo died in 1909, and was buried at Fort Sill. His descendants believe his grave was disturbed by Skull and Bones members stationed at the fort during their military service. Skull and Bones has a reputation for collecting artifacts of symbolic or historical significance, and the possession of human skulls and bones is consistent with their secretive rituals and iconography. There was even a legal action by Geronimo's descendants. In 2009, Geronimo's descendants filed a lawsuit against Yale University's Skull and Bones and the federal government, demanding the return of the remains. So going back to the KKK, this is all why the earliest form of the KKK looked so steeped in mysticism and looked so druidic. The KKK started off as a secret society which kind of easily blended into other secret societies like the Freemasons until over time their true purpose was realized. And their true purpose was to infiltrate government, sway elections, and to spread white supremacy. Of course, the KKK was formed by former members of the Confederate Army, and I think it's worth mentioning that many members of the Confederate Army were also members of Freemasonry, and a well-known Confederate general, Albert Pike, was actually a 33rd degree Freemason. And I think the KKK is a perfect example of why secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. Secrecy is a perfect vehicle for criminal activity, and I would say that having so many members of various secret societies in our government is a textbook conflict of interest, especially when two candidates that are supposed to be opposed to each other are actually in the same fraternity as one another.